Bruce Edwards has been teaching actuarial studies at Macquarie University for over 20 years. In that time, he has loved shaping the minds of future professionals in this very specialised field. Actuarial studies has also delivered Bruce a new late-in-life passion as a mentor with Macquarie's Lucy Mentorship Program. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you.
Can I ask you, Bruce, what made a young Bruce Edwards decide to become an actuary?
Well, I grew up in Queensland. I went to university in Queensland, did a science degree. My first year was maths, chemistry and physics. Decided that chemistry and physics was not my forte, so I focused on the maths, and the last 2 years was all maths. When I graduated, I had three choices. One was becoming a teacher, and I dismissed that immediately because I saw the way that students treated their teachers at that time in Queensland. The other two choices were computer programming, which at that stage was a new area, and studying to become an actuary. And so when I moved to Sydney after graduating, my first job was kind of a combination of those last two. And over time it became obvious that the actuarial career was the one that I enjoyed the most, so I gravitated to that.
And you've become a teacher.
And I've become a teacher. So people do change over their lifetime.
Yes. What does an actuary do? Where do they fit into society?
Well, I ran a consulting firm for 17 years. I spent half my time doing financial modelling of things for the future, and the other half explaining and communicating the results and the business decisions to the client to make. And I think that's actually a pretty fair description of the two things. Most actuaries are employed in insurance. That's because business decisions made by insurers are looking into the future. Most businesses, when they come to sell whatever it is they make, they know what it's cost before they sell it. Insurance companies don't, because the cost is the future claims.
Fortune telling. You're fortune tellers.
Not predicting the future, no, but setting the assumptions for the company to make business decisions. Companies have to set aside liabilities to pay future claims. That's based on assumptions about the future. And it's the actuaries who actually own the assumption set. And it gets reviewed year after year in a control cycle kind of process. And that, by coincidence, is the name of the course that I teach at Macquarie, is Control Cycle, the actuarial control cycle. That's what it's all about.
Most people consider it very, very dry. Is it interesting to you, Bruce?
It's exciting area.
It's exciting.
It's not dry at all. Actuaries are people who enjoy the problem solving, the mental gymnastics that goes into understanding models and digging deeply and looking at experience and things like that. That's where you start. And then, like any other profession, as you get older, you move more into management. That was the path that I followed as well.
Is it a popular course here at Macquarie?
Well, in my fourth year subject, we have 120 students this year. So it's not one of the big ones. It's a very rigorous course, which requires a pretty high standard of maths to be able to manage.
What makes a good actuary?
The main differentiator is communication skills, ability to work with people.
Yeah.
So actuaries are people who are happy to spend their late teens and early 20s studying rather than socialising. And I'm in the same boat. We're introverts rather than extroverts. We're not naturally good communicators. The actuaries that are most successful are the ones who communicate well. At the end of the day, it was really only teaching that made me comfortable getting up in front of a group of people.
Wow.
And I didn't start teaching till I was 50. Well, I started teaching when I retired, I suppose, from my full-time consulting role, which was then at KPMG. And I was looking to try some different things, basically. I spoke to a friend out here at university. I said I'd be interested to try lecturing. And she said, that's good, you can teach control cycle. So that was how I started. I'm very ashamed of my very first lectures because I could not think about how I was going to talk for 2 hours. And so for my first lecture, I came along prepared with something like 120 slides.
All right. They do a picture show.
Yeah, I remember I got through about 10 of them during the lecture and quickly worked out that that didn't work for me and it didn't work for the students. So I quickly switched to a more interactive style and developed the course, which I think has worked well. The feedback from the students has always been really excellent, and that's motivated me to keep going with the teaching.
What's it given you?
Well, I think the satisfaction of giving something back. I've got a very broad and long experience as an actuary, and I've got lots of war stories, and the students enjoy those stories. They enjoy the practical side of my experience. What's it given me? The satisfaction of giving something back and helping the next generation.
So this has been a long association. You studied here as well.
It has been. So this goes back to the 1970s. Professor Pollard, who was the one who started the actuarial school here at Macquarie, decided to try a master's course as a bit of an experiment. And the entry level was to be a fellow of the Institute of Actuaries. So it was already qualified actuaries. I think there were about 15 of us in the class.
And what are your memories of that time?
Oh, look, it was all positive.
Did you spend a lot of time on campus?
I'm not sure we ever even came to campus. So it was the 15 of us, and it was one evening a week, and the 15 people were all working in the city. Well, that particular course only went for 1 year, and I think they were a bit disappointed by the fact that only 15 people put their hands up. In Sydney, there are only 2 universities that do actuarial studies, which is Macquarie and NSW, and they're kind of friendly competitors in that field. And one of the nice things about teaching my subject at Macquarie is that we have a framework to teach within, but within that framework, each of the lecturers can choose to relate the framework, I guess, to their own experience, so to my experience. So I'm not bound to teach things that I really don't have much experience of, and I can choose the things to focus on which I think are important.
You're a mentor for part of Macquarie University's Lucy mentoring program. Tell me about it.
I was still teaching, but I was looking for other activities and to try some different things. I came out and spoke to a friend out here about volunteering opportunities at Macquarie. And what I found with the Lucy program, and I think one of the things that really makes it work, is that both the mentor and mentee commit to meeting for 20 hours over 20 weeks. So basically an hour a week for 20 weeks.
So you really get to know the person.
So the 2 people actually get to know each other pretty well by the end of that time. I've had 1 Lucy mentee every year since 2020, so I'm up to 6 at the moment. And
That's 6 hours a week.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Well, I'm actually mentoring 10 people at the moment, so that's 10 hours a week.
Very
I'm retired, so I have the time to do that. I'm a part-time teacher, part-time mentor, and I love both of those activities.
Fantastic.
I could quickly see the value that I could add to the mentees.
What is the value that you can add to the mentees?
I think it's being a trusted advisor. I find the mentees are quite happy to talk to me about their daily issues and problems. I joke with some of my friends that being a mentor is a bit like having a bigger family, with one big difference.
And that is?
The big difference is that my mentees actually sometimes listen to what I say and sometimes act on my advice.
There you go.
My family never did. And so that's a good feeling. But my first mentee was 2020, so we've now been meeting every week for 5 years.
How impactful has your mentorship been to that very first mentee's career?
I can just feel and sense the difference that it makes.
Yes.
It's just someone to talk to.
Yeah.
She's an international student with English as a second language, a brilliant student. She's done extremely well, but not so confident about how to deal with the Australian business communities. How does she become a little bit more assertive in her business life? How does she set boundaries when her employers want her to work till 2 o'clock in the morning? So all those sorts of things. And she's just become a friend after 5 years. She and her boyfriend came to our place for Christmas lunch last year. I had a birthday party at Bodmin Head for my 75th birthday in April. I had 10 mentees and their close friends came along to that birthday party.
So you
and
do
they
get
were the life of the party.
So you do get very close.
Very close, I would
Yes.
say, yeah. And that's lovely. It's. I had 2 sons, so I never had daughters.
Because that is one of the rules of the Lucy mentorship program, is
It's-
that
it's
it's
only-
all women.
It's only women, yeah.
Yes. How popular is the program and how well is it working?
It works brilliantly. It runs on the smell of an oily rag, and it's all about volunteering, and volunteering is good both for the mentors and for the mentees. Last year we had 60 matches of mentors and mentees. This year we've got 140 matches, so
Wow.
it's growing really strongly.
Yeah.
And we had 400 applications from students to be mentored.
Wow. So you've had to turn some away.
The limit on the growth is the number of mentors. And to get from 60 to 140 is required a lot of hard work to build it up to that sort of scale. We'd like it to grow further. At the moment it's confined to the business school, but next year the Faculty of Science and Engineering is also joining the program.
And then after that, do you let your mentee go?
After 20 hours of meeting, the two people get to know each other quite well, and the mentor is a logical person for the mentee to come back to over time when they face a challenge or a difficult decision to make. So I think often, the 1 hour a week finishes, but it's replaced by any time you'd like to talk to somebody, just come and send me an email and we'll make contact. In my case, it's been a little bit different because I was retired and had spare time, and so I have been actually accumulating mentees rather than doing one at a time.
But you haven't even really retired because you're still teaching.
Well, I'm part-time teaching, so I'm not a full-time teacher. So a full-time employee can't really do what I've done.
Yes.
But I'm still, all 6 of my mentees through the Lucy program, I'm still meeting every week.
So if you continue to mentor for the next 10 years, do you think you will have enough time in your week to see all of the mentees that you are going to be mentoring over these next 10 years?
I'm expecting that there will be a natural attrition.
So
that some will drop out as others come in. I really enjoy my mentees who are working, basically like to meet early in the morning so they can then get to work on time. So I have a mentee meeting at 7:30 in the city every weekday. For me, is invigorating. It makes me jump out of bed and want to come into work.
Has it changed you at all being a mentor?
Oh, undoubtedly.
In what way?
I've always enjoyed volunteering, but this is just something which is quite specific to my knowledge and skills. And I think I've learnt to be a better mentor as the program's gone on, and I now have a collection of young friends. So I really enjoy having the contact with the younger people. And
what does that contact give you? Does it keep you young?
I think it does, yeah. Yeah, it's just something that I really enjoy doing, so that's the benefit that I get from it.
So the Lucy Mentorship Program is not the only mentoring that you do. It's triggered a real passion, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, and I'm currently mentoring 10 people. One of my mentees through Lucy is a refugee. Her family is a refugee family. When she first came to Macquarie Uni, she was given quite a bit of support from Macquarie University. But there's a mentoring program at Macquarie, which is for people with refugee and asylum seeker backgrounds, called Making Connections. And that's quite different from Lucy in that it's matching up a mentee with a mentor who is an academic at Macquarie in the same field. And the purpose of that is to help the mentee to settle into university life.
How long do you think you will be continuing to be a mentor? How long would you like to be doing this?
Oh, I think the quick answer is forever, but I will reach a use-by date at some stage.
Really? Will you?
Kind of expecting that the mentees will tell me that. When I reach my use-by date, the mentees make excuses about coming into the city at 7:30 in the morning. So no, look, I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm doing and I'd like to keep it going.
Thank you, Bruce. It's been a delight talking to you today.
Thank you, Sandra. It's been very good to talk to you as well.